Hello everyone, welcome back to the Looney Bin. My name is Looney, and before I get into the topic of this video, just want to warn everybody that this video does contain spoilers for Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil Requiem. So if you have not played it or are waiting to play it, just know that this video does contain spoilers for the ending of the game, and I do not recommend you watching any further. So, what is this big debate about? Well, it turns out, due to fans using a Requiem mod, they were able to determine or see that Leon S. Kennedy is married. What? Leon? Married? I mean, what a brave man to marry somebody while he is one of the biggest threats to anyone who just wants to use bioweapons as a weapon or a means, because I'm pretty sure he's like a wanted man among people who really are in the underworld of the bioweapon market. But wait a minute, how is Leon married? What is the proof? Well, like I said before, in the Requiem mod that people have used, they spotted that during the ending, after he speaks with Grace and walks away, he takes off his gloves. And through the Requiem mod, we see that Leon puts on a ring around the ring finger of his left hand. Now, traditionally, the man will always put a wedding ring around the ring finger of the left hand. This signifies that he is taken, that he is married to somebody. Now, the ring in question does kind of look similar to a wedding ring. So, hold on a minute. Who in the world is Leon S. Kennedy married to? Is it Ada? Maybe it's Claire. Ashley? Helena? No, it couldn't be Sherry, could it? First off, no, it's not. I'm just gonna be serious with you right now. It is not Sherry. It's not. It's a joke ship that people are online are just putting out there because I don't even know why they're even bringing that into existence. So it's not Sherry. I don't believe in that nonsense at all. But who is Leon S. Kennedy married to? That is an interesting topic to discuss. Now, me personally, I don't have a preference for any of the Resident Evil ships, because at the end of the day, I enjoy all the ships. I don't even consider myself technically a multi-shipper because I don't really ship anyone like really hardcore, but I like some of the bonds, the emotional bonds that these characters do have with each other that we see through these games. And I just like, looking at that, studying that, and really basically just enjoying whatever ship people have with Leon or Chris and whoever it is that they want to ship them with. But I do think, at least from my personal, view of the entire series, it does seem like Capcom does push Leon and Ada quite more than something like Leon and Claire. Now, that is mostly in part due to Leon and Ada kind of appearing for the most part together in a lot of the games. Resident Evil 2, they share their first kiss. Resident Evil 4, Ada helps Leon constantly, and they sometimes even kind of have a little flirty attitude with each other, but they help each other. You see like this growth of a bond between them as they help each other out throughout Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 6, the same thing. Leon even tries his best to prove Ada's innocence in the whole thing, even to the point that his partner during the entire game, Helena, remarks that, "Oh, you love her, don't you, Leon?" So I do think Capcom really is trying to push Leon and Ada. Now, this could definitely change because they're trying this whole new remake timeline, saga, where they're trying to go away from the OG versions of these games, and it's something that they are pushing with the remakes as well. But is Leon actually married to Ada? That is the big question. Based on all the information and what Capcom is pushing, you would think yes, Leon and Ada are the ones who, get married to each other. However, it is still a gray area because when you really think about their situations, it's hard for them to really properly get married. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't get married. You know, maybe they didn't have like a formal wedding, but they did get like married or like have these wedding rings to showcase their love for each other. That is still an option. That doesn't mean that just because Leon works for the government and Ada is a mercenary, she is technically a wanted person around the world, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's no connection, that they couldn't have, you know, meet each other throughout, you know, their lives, finally gave each other like these rings to be like, oh, we'll always be together and stuff like that. That is not out of the question. I do think that that really doesn't exactly remove Leon Ada as a potential ship and who Leon is married to. It would be a little bit difficult in terms of making it official in terms of like the government eyes, because marriage technically is a social concept that you have to go to a government building to, you know, say that you're married. And also it would interfere with Leon, who works for the government. You don't want him to be connected in any sort of way with a wanted criminal like Ada is. Even if some claim that she is kind of misunderstood, she still does things or works for criminal organizations, so she has done criminal things, but she is a mercenary. She is a freelance mercenary who, you know, goes to the highest bidder. But she does also have empathy. She does also have a form of consciousness that when she sees or feels like this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening, like in RE4 remake where she questions Wesker, at the end of the day she does have that empathy and that consciousness that could still work. But she's still a wanted criminal. So while they may not officially get married, there's always a chance that they do have a closer bond and have these rings to at least tell other people that they are taken. Now, could Leon be married to Claire? The only problem I have with this idea necessarily, that it's Leon and Claire, is that, well, we don't see Claire that often since RE2 remake. We know there's a Code Veronica remake coming out, so maybe we'll see something in concerns of that. But we don't really know much aside from what happens in Resident Evil Revelations 2. Other than that, we don't really see much of their interactions. The last time we saw them interact between Leon and Claire was in the Death Island movie, and there was nothing really like showing us that there's some sort of romantic tension there. Some Leon and Claire shippers may point to certain moments or certain things that they could say that leads to Leon and Claire being in somewhat of a relationship during the time of Death Island, but it's not strong enough. It's not like it's too vague to really like pinpoint to it actually being a thing. I'm not saying that there's not a possibility of it. I just don't see the evidence within the writing or within what we see since the last time they've been together. But things happen. You know, years have passed since Death Island and what happens in Resident Evil 9. So who knows what happens in between. Like I said before, the whole Leon and Sherry thing, nope, not a thing. Don't even for a second believe that's a thing, because it's just weird, especially with how Sherry sees Leon kind of like a father figure, especially in the ending of Resident Evil 2 remake, where she was like, hey, you could adopt me, you could be my mom and dad. I wouldn't point that. Now, I wouldn't say that situations like that don't occur, but will Capcom even dare to even try that kind of thing? Because it can happen, but it's risky. It's extremely risky because of the fallback that could occur, which is why I still don't think Sherry and Leon is a thing, or that ship should be a thing. Also, technically, if they were married and, you know, together, wouldn't Sherry kind of take his name? Granted, you know, in this day and age, you don't have to take the name of your spouse, so that could mean nothing at all. But it's just still weird. It's just really something that I don't think Capcom will try to do, especially with a character like Leon, who is a hot commodity for them, for the franchise. As for everyone else, Leon and Ashley, again, we don't know much about what Ashley has been doing throughout, you know, the time spent between RE4 and RE9, so we don't know what happened anywhere in that time frame. Leon and Helena, there is some vibage to it, but there's not enough. And she clearly sees that Leon likes Ada, so while maybe she does have some sort of feelings maybe for Leon, I still think it's like really like not strong enough to really come out and say that, oh, they had a thing and then they got married. Granted, they probably do work together more often than not, but I think Helena is more of a Secret Service, Leon is the DSO, so maybe they don't necessarily work a lot together because they are in two separate organizations within the government. But who knows? Maybe there's something blossom in the meantime. And all the other ships between Leon likely won't happen. Maybe it's someone that we don't actually know. Maybe it's actually someone that Capcom just decided, you know what? Leon is going to marry this person, this, regular citizen, and we don't necessarily have to know about it. Just know that Leon is married to this person. That's always an option. Now, I will give you one idea. It's silly. It's a silly idea. Trust me. Even I think it's stupid. But what if that is more so of a, like, Raccoon City 5 situation? Kind of like each member of, the cast of Resident Evil each have a ring. Because we also do see Sherry having a ring on her pinky finger. But we have Chris, Jill, Claire, Leon, and Sherry. Boom. They each have a ring on each of their fingers to represent they are the Raccoon City 5. Or if some people have a sixth finger, then that could be Rebecca. Sorry, Rebecca. I know you're part of that group as well. But like I said, it's a silly idea. But like maybe it's a, Raccoon City 5. Kind of like how the Avengers all got tattoos on themselves. The actors got tattoos on them to always remind them that they were the original Avengers, for the rest of their lives. Maybe that's just the situation, But again, we don't know if Leon actually is married. While it is a ring on the ring finger of the left hand, which usually signifies that it is a wedding ring, it could literally just be Leon saying, oh, I am married to my work. I do not want anyone getting involved, so I want people to think I am taken. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's what's happening with Leon. That's why he wears a ring. But I don't know. People can try to find or connect dots as much as they can, but until Capcom says otherwise, it's really just up for grabs on which shipping group wants to make the claim. But they don't have absolute proof of who Leon actually is married to. The writing definitely suggests that the strongest bond Leon has is with Ada. But I don't know. It's very hard to tell until we learn more. Maybe the story expansion that they just revealed will have more info on it. There's just not enough evidence to really tell us who Leon really is married to, or even if that's a wedding ring, like an actual wedding ring that he's married to somebody. Like I say, he could just signify that he doesn't want to get involved in a relationship because of the work he does. Who knows? But it is a fun little, tiny little, I guess you could say, Easter egg that Capcom put at the end. I don't know if it was, done to like really make shippers really have a conversation, because as we all know, shipping is a hot topic within any community, and if they want to allow people to continue talking about this over and over again, then shipping is the best way to do it. Who is this character shipped with, blah blah blah. It's happening in the Final Fantasy VII community. But again, we don't know. There's no actual real hard evidence to suggest Leon is married to any of the other Resident Evil characters or main characters, specifically Ada, Claire, or whoever. And we will only know when Capcom themselves reveal it. So while it is fun to debate, let's not do like these massive arguments where we start, shedding on other people's ships and stuff like that. Just wait until Capcom reveals it. You could really believe that your ship is the one that is canon to Capcom, that Leon is married to Ada, Claire, whoever. But there's no hard evidence. Absolutely no hard evidence at all. And at the end of the day, it's fun. It's a fun shipping thing. And even though the director did make fun of shippers themselves with one of the weird AI looking images that he showed of like Leon being a bachelor, we don't know yet. And I think the mystery is going to be the fun part of trying to figure out who it is. And we'll see. Maybe the story expansions do tell you. But that's my thoughts on the whole shipping matter within the Resident Evil community. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know who you prefer Leon to be married to. I'm not going to make a case for any of them. I just feel that it's always fun to talk about this, and just let me know in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next Resident Evil video. Bye bye.